guys, welcome back to another video. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. So just from the intro, you know what we are doing today. We are doing some compound preparation to begin the final work that will be done on the compound, and I've decided to do concrete stamp. Yes, so for the compound works, you can choose whatever you go for, but none of them are cheap. None of them. It is really expensive. Tiles is expensive, super expensive. Pavement block, the same thing. Concrete stamp, the same thing. Even if you want to lay these stones there, it is the same thing. None of them is cheap. So it is up to you to decide on which you can go in for. But from the beginning, I decided to do concrete stamp on the compound, and that is what we are about to begin. Yeah, so we are doing the ground preparation, basically the filling of the compound. So normally this compound, we don't really need too much filling because at the back, everything is better from the back of the building all the way to the front. We are going to do a little bit of cutting to get the perfect slope that we need. Also, when it comes to filling of compound, you have to really take care and consider a lot of things. So some of them, during the plumbing stage, the plumbers didn't allow the pipes to really go down. They didn't do enough digging. So due to that is why we are even doing filling. If they were able to do a lot of or good digging to bury all the pipes well, we would even have, used the whole truck to do the filling. But better still, that is what we are doing here. So the truck of sand at the Lightright there, I think I paid 1,600 for that. Yes, that is the current price now. So I don't know how much you guys also buy your own, but that is the amount I paid for. And we are using only one. I think some was even left because we did the back. A lot of the pipes were exposed at the back of the building. So we did there. It was very high. And moving forward in front, the side of the building to there's going to be a small garden there where you see the plantation there. There's going to be a small garden at that side. Around all the walls, there are going to be some flowers there. All the way to the main gate, to all the corners too, we are going to have the concrete stamp. Also, there's sockaway on this building. Yes, there's sockaway on the compound there. So on the sockaway too, we are going to leave that place like that. There are going to be some greens there, so that in the near future, in case something happens, you wouldn't have to destroy a whole concrete to get to the sockaway. So if you have sockaway on your property or on your project, make sure during the compound laying, whether you are going to do tiles, pavement, anything, even for pavement, is very good because you can remove pavement easily. But if it is for tiles or concrete or stone laying, make sure you think about whatever you are going to do on the sockaway. If you cover it completely, it becomes very difficult for you in case anything happens. So for this particular property, what we are doing here is on the sockaway, we are going to leave that place, and we will do a mini garden as well on it, so that it becomes very easy to access it whenever there is issue. So that is what we are doing today. And as I said earlier on, I'm going to do concrete stamp. So this is the first stage. Actually, compound is very expensive. Yeah, compound works. I don't know. This land size is 80 by 100. But I think the square meter for the whole thing was close to 400 square meter, and they were charging 35 cedis per square meter. I received the quote a very long time ago, and you can imagine that is for the concrete work. So you can make the calculation. When we start the whole thing, I'm going to do a very detailed breakdown on the concrete works as well. So just for this video, we are doing the filling. We are trying to make everything intact, and we are still buying the materials for the concrete as well. So once everything commences on the concrete works, there's going to be an update as well. So this is what we are doing. We are doing the filling, making sure all the slope aligns very well. Some places are on the compound that it is very high, so they are going to do slashing or cutting of that part so that the level will be very accurate due to slope. Recently, I watched a video whereby someone did a compound, and just after some few days, the whole compound, it got flooded. It was very sad. It was very, very sad that all these things can be some things you have to consider. So make sure your slope is very, very well done. And your drainage system should be, think about the drainage system before you even think about your gardening or whatever greens you are going to put on the compound. So initially I wanted to do, some landscape work in front of the gate, the wall in front of the gate. There's going to be greens there, but also I want to create about 3 drainage system there, so that when it rains, it will slope directly to that place. Some of the rains are going to pass under the gate. It's a sliding gate, the main gate. Also, you have to create another drainage system at the side of it. So one at the corner, each corner of the wall, there's going to be a drainage there, and also there's going to be another in the middle of the wall. You understand? So due to that, I wouldn't do even any green there, because I really think about the drainage of the property very well. Because as at now that I'm talking to you, when it rains, all the slope coming from the back there, you see some of the rain or some of the water will come and settle just where I'm talking about, in front of the gate, the wall there. That is where most of them will come and settle. So this is a sign that I have to create a drainage at that side too. So there's going to be drainage each corner of the wall and in the middle as well, before the gate itself. You understand? So if you look at the filling they were doing, they did from the back all the way, but in front of the house, you will see that it was not up to the gate, because that place, the level was already perfect. So they would just do some small digging or some small leveling at that side. You understand? Before they will begin the concrete work. Once the concrete work begins, you are going to understand it very well. But that is a simple thing that comes with this whole filling thing. Compound itself is a major work on its own. You understand? Getting your compound done is a major work, a whole lot of work that you have to consider a lot of things before you proceed in doing your compound. That is why it has been very long working on the compound of this property. You can see I've not even done the plastering of the wall still, just because I was also thinking about how to go about it. And finally, one of you guys, I had a conversation with and gave me an idea how to even work on the fence wall. So I'm not even going to do a smooth plastering on the fence wall. You do a rough plastering, then you do your painting over it. It's basically going to look like how the graffiato is going to work. You understand? So for the fence wall itself too, they are going to be work ongoing as well. A very nice design is also going to be on the fence wall. So compound work itself, it is a whole lot of work. Also, it's good that I delayed in the compound work, because there've been a lot of changes considering the pipe, the waste pipe and the water supply pipes on the compound. Some of them, some of these big trucks came into the compound. There are various videos on the compound pipes itself on the channel. I think some time ago too, we had issue with the sockaway, so we had to open the whole thing and work on some of the pipes. I think that video is on the channel, so you can watch it. So that is one major thing that it helps a lot. Some changes might come along the line, a whole lot of things to be done, and if you rush in doing some things, you end up wasting a lot of money. But it's good. But now when we are done with the concrete, I know for sure we are not going to do any concrete work on the sockaway. We are going to create a very nice garden design there that we will do some flowers on it and a whole lot. So that will help a lot. If you have sockaway in your house, make sure you leave a markings of the sockaway. If you are going to do tiles, if you are going to do stones, please try your possible best to leave markings on it. Yes, this compound is not that huge as compared to some properties that I've gone to, but tiles, pavement blocks, stone laying, concrete stamp, these 4 things that I mentioned, none of them is cheap. So right now you have to just work with your preference and go in for the cost, because it's never going to be cheap. Like seriously, it's never going to be cheap at all. Even the materials to even get for them alone is a whole work on its own. If you look at this compound, you can clearly see it is not even big like that. It's not even big like that. Someone will say, why don't you do a lot of greens to cut the cost? You understand? The greens, I'm going to do greens there. You see, I told you I leave the whole portion that I'll be doing some plantation and a whole lot of gardening at that side. It is a whole portion, and I'm going to do some fence wall garden as well. But the compound is supposed to take like 3 cars. You understand? So for the car park itself, if I'm going to do this car canopy something there, it is going to be at one side of the wall, and also you have to get another space to park another car. That is going to make it 3 cars. So if I go in for too much greens to fill the whole place, the parking is also going to be a major issue. That is why. But regardless, there are going to be some greens there, so that place will be very nice. Greens makes property very nice, and I'm not going to take the whole thing. And also, even the greens that we are talking about, when it comes to buying these plants, are very expensive as well. So if you think that you are going to cut costs by bringing in a lot of greens on the compound so that your concrete or whatever you are going to do on the compound will be cheap, then it wouldn't change anything, because the difference you are going to get in buying the plants, you get it, the flower pot, everything is also very, very expensive. So you just have to work with whatever you want. Yes, and that is what I'm doing. Actually, I don't really like greens like that, but I'm trying my possible best to bring some on the compound, because if you don't have time to take care of plants, trust me, it is all going to be very bad. So I don't really like greens like that, but I'm implementing on my compound. Yes, so that is what we are doing today. So stick and stay and let's watch the video to the end. Very soon we are going to start with the concrete works, and I will update you guys. See you in the next update. Bye bye.